Bruce Springsteen said a lot of other things, though. So I'd be careful quoting Bruce Springsteen.
I think he needs to go to the Southeastern Ohio Governor's Office, local, and really tell them your story.
Right.
West Virginia's helping you, but we're not. And Southeastern Ohio Governor's Office, I think, and also, of course, the commissioner here, he's in Washington County. He can't do too much because he has to comply with state regulations, and the state tells the commissioners what to do and what they can't do. See?
Yeah.
But you need to go to the Southeastern Ohio Governor's Office here. I forget where it's at here, but that's where you need to go.
Well, and Glenn, you make a point. You make a point that's happening all over America. We've gotten business unfriendly in America, from the federal regulations right on down, and in some cases onerous state regulations. Now, the example that you mentioned with gas and oil, I can't speak for the specific example that you talked about, but Ohio is being held up as a standard bearer in the regulation of the oil and gas industry, and many throughout the nation are touting the job that the Ohio Department of Natural Resources and the Ohio Department of the EPA are doing, and that is keeping the federal regulators at bay here in Ohio, and we want to keep it that way.
We say the state of Ohio in the past year or two has been building a new road and a bridge over in Athens and up around Nelsonville, in that area. Well, they was held up for like 2 months until the EPA or somebody come in and checked a certain frog.
A frog?
A frog. It was going to, the environmental people held up project for 2 months because they wanted to make sure that there's a certain frog is not there. Now the state highway people told me this, so that's another thing we got, which is stupid.
I'm not plying upon non-exposure, not plying upon intelligence. I don't mean to insult anybody that's in any stretch of the imagination. But how much money do we give, how much money does the United States give Saudi Arabia for their oil?
A lot more than we should.
That's right.
We don't give them a penny.
We buy their oil.
No, we don't. How much money do we do with the oil out of Alaska? The Alaskan oil goes down to Prudhoe Bay. It's shipped directly to Japan. Japan pays Saudi Arabia for the oil that comes into Baltimore. We don't pay a penny for it. But we're giving them the oil out of Prudhoe Bay.
What you're talking about there is exactly what I was talking about earlier. We've got access to our own natural resources. We're not using them.
That's right.
And we should be. We're buying our energy from overseas sources, and some of our business community are actually exporting because they can't find markets. We're exporting coal today because of the decline in the market for coal as a result of the administration's attack on the coal industry.
One must read.
Yes.
We talk about OPEC.
Of course, this meeting tonight is about jobs, right?
It is. How do we create jobs?
How do we create jobs? That's what the meeting's about tonight.
Yeah.
All right, this young man that I brought in with me and myself will come up with a new venture. We're going to create between 200 and 300 jobs right here in Washington County. We're out scratching around for $4 million to get the thing started. We want a line of credit. We don't want a grant. We're not asking for free money. We came here in support of you,
Sure.
but this is also to ask questions or find out where we're going.
Well, I encourage you to go to local business owners who have done it before. I mean, you've got some of them in here who have had to face what you have faced and figure out how they did it, and you might find some opportunities there.
Damien right there is a good guy to go to. He's got the background experience. He's already went through all the hoops and all. Of course, right now, there's more regulations than there was when you started, and he's just getting started over here.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I'd be willing to give you my card and, you know,
I'll take
give
it.
you any.
Take it, I'll see you tomorrow.
That's pretty quick.
You snooze, you lose around here.
Yes, you said how I was having a job, you know, most of the jobs are through business, you know, but not everyone can start a business, you know, but today, especially today, not everyone can start a business. You need to learn it all, you know, that, and, you know, studying about business and everything like that, and getting the people to move the business and everything, but, you know, you know, if the businesses that are here, in the United States and world, and the ones that start up, if they don't pay enough money for the employees to live on and all, then the employees have to find, you know, some other way to live too. You know, if the businesses don't pay enough salary, enough wages, or enough benefits and all, then the employees are left out with, you know, not much to live on and all, you know, and then that's why, like, I'm in favor of Social Security, but not touched by Obama, not touched by Obama, because I'm in favor of Social Security without being touched by Obama, without being touched by Obama.
And I've supported legislation. Medicare and Social Security are big issues in this country, very big issues. And I've supported and co-sponsored legislation that will protect both Social Security and Medicare from the federal government being able to rate it. The plan that we have for Medicare will protect Medicare for all seniors, people that are 55 years of age and older, those who have already invested into the program. They can't roll back the clock. They need access to their fully funded medical benefits, and that's what we're trying to do. And then those that are 54 years of age and older, they need the same kind of choices for health care that, say, a member of Congress has. And we're all in this boat together. But if we don't do something to protect and strengthen those programs, they're not going to be here for those future generations that you saw.
reform, welfare, reform.
Yeah, they've got to be, absolutely. They're going to be going bankrupt. Medicare is going to go bankrupt by 2024. So says the lead actuary, the lead trustee for Medicare. That's not that far down the road.
I'm just glad that I didn't start my business now, and I started back in 1963. I had this idea, and I went to the bank and I borrowed $16,000. And the only people I had to deal with was the power company and the telephone company. Nobody else. Nowadays, it'd be terrible,
Oh yeah,
you know.
I get it. Who has another question? Any? Yes, Pat.
How about tax reform? Does this play a role into jobs?
Absolutely it does. America has one of the most onerous tax codes in the world. At the turn of the century, our tax code was about 300 pages long. Today, it's 65,000 pages long. Over the years, the federal government has picked winners and losers through manipulation of the tax code. Give a tax credit for this, give a tax credit for that. It is so complicated today that you hear the claims that there are those that aren't paying taxes. I'm in favor of everybody having some skin in the game and everybody having an opportunity to participate in this great journey that America is on.